everybody. This is Dina Wilkinson, and I'm very excited to do some training with you today. But this training is intended for you as a consultant. If you've just sponsored someone into the business, this training will also help you as an area manager and regional vice president to be able to conduct a getting started meeting. So what this training is going to do is teach you how to do a getting started meeting and walk a new consultant through the steps of the checklist. And if you're the sponsoring consultant, it's going to teach you to listen for the clues of what's really important to your new consultant. And then you're going to know how to work with them better. It's also going to teach you how to do strategy sessions with your new consultant and how to coach and help them within their first 30 to 40 days so you can get them off to a successful start in building their business. So let's go through right now and let's look at the new builder checklist. Now, if you do not have this in front of you, I want you to stop the recording and print it off and have this in front of you as we go through this checklist. So you'll know how to conduct this getting started. I like to do the getting started calls on a Zoom. I love seeing everybody in their home that they're seeing that they can build a business, from their home online, and really be able to work it around their life. And so it really shows them by doing it on a Zoom call. So that's my preferred way to do it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through this checklist. Now, we want to have within the first 24 to 48 hours when you sponsor a new consultant, we want you to schedule a getting started coaching call with your upline VP if possible, your regional vice president. Your regional vice president has a bigger vision. They've gotten to a level where they're driving a white Mercedes, they're making a good income, they have a bigger vision of what's possible. So we want to be able to do that if all possible. If not, strong area managers, that's what this training is for, to teach you how to do them. It's also to teach you what your responsibility is if you're the sponsoring consultant. So this video is going to go right here under the, here is a video training. That's going to be there. So that every time you have a consultant in your area or your region that's just sponsored a new business builder, have them come back and watch the training so they're very comfortable in knowing how to launch someone with our sponsoring and getting started system. So that's what we're going to be covering today. So I want to go to my PowerPoint, and I'm going to be taking the rest of the training from this PowerPoint. So let me just get this set up here. And move it over to the other side of the screen. All right, here we go. All right, we're ready to rock and roll here. Okay, so this is the getting started coaching call that I'm going to be going through first and how to conduct it. One of the first things you want to do is you want to get to know the new consultant. So that's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about how to launch a new business partner, how to launch them successfully, and what your role as a sponsoring consultant is, and the role of the upline area manager and regional vice president. As they always say that it takes a village to raise a child, well, it takes a team to really successfully launch people and be the support staff for that new consultant, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So before you have this getting started call with your upline VP, you want to make sure that your new consultant has completed the first step workbook. So make sure that you send them the link to the first step workbook and then they have gone through that. Because we want to have them know the why, what, where, when, how, before they come and have this coaching call with us. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to get to know that new consultant. Even if the sponsoring consultant has told you all about them, you ask them to tell you about themselves, because what they're going to tell you is going to help you really be able to broaden and deepen their why. Oh, well, my husband's business kind of shaky. Things have been tough. I know my husband's pressuring me to go back to work now that my children are getting a little bit older, or I'd really love to be home with my kids. You're going to find out more about when you're asking them questions. So you're going to ask them, are you married? Do you have children? Do you work? Why did you say yes? Why did you say yes to and made you decide to build a business with Arbonne? A lot of times new consultants tend to focus too much on the products. Well, I really love the products. I tried the RE9, or I tried the 30 Days to Healthy Fitness, and I really like the protein shake. No, that is not what we want. We want to say, that's wonderful. Besides the products, what made you say yes to building a business with Arbonne? This is where you're going to get the real reason. I find that when we keep digging down to bedrock, as we call it, a lot of times if you're working with women, this is where they'll start to get real emotional, because this is when you get down to their core reason why they decided to do this. So if it was your best case scenario, and where do you see yourself a year from now and 5 years from now if this business is a huge success? Now, a lot of times they'll say, oh, if I could make $500 a month. Well, you know what? That's their low belief speaking. So you've got to kind of keep helping them. Just that if your dreams, if this just could really work for you, what's your best case scenario? Keep digging. What would you like to change about your life? Another thing you want to ask them is, do you have a timeline? And, so sometimes you've got to give them some ideas. You want to be home with your kids. Do you want to get out of debt? Be able to take your family on nice vacations, have extra money to be able to pay for the kids' activities. And the questions are going to help you to know about their goals, and if the amount of time and money that they're saying that they can spend and what they'd like to make is in line with their goals. So if they are, you can create a strategy to make that happen. If not, then we need to talk a little bit more. So what amount of money would you need to earn in order for this to be worth adding something new to your life? I know that you don't have an extra slush fund of extra 10 to 15 hours per week to build a business with Arbonne. So, what amount of money would it take? What amount of money would it make it worth it to put an extra 10 to 15 hours a week of a new business into your life? And then when you start to ask them, how much money would it take to create that perfect scenario? Most of the time when you really get digging down, they'll come up with a figure of about $1,500 plus a month. That would make it worth it. So if you got to a point where you're making enough money, would you quit your job? So then if this really worked, would they really put their full time and energy in behind it? So they're going to tell you about their goals, and you're going to be able to get them really clear on what they want out of Arbonne by asking these questions. And also if the amount of time and money they are willing to put into the business is in line with their goals. Because sometimes they say they could only do it 5 hours per week, but they'd like to make $5,000 a month. Well, that is just not in line with their goals. It's not enough of a time commitment or sacrifice to make that happen. So, to create an amount of income to be able to create that perfect scenario, you are going to need to be an area manager right away and to build a team. And so, our job as the area manager or the VP is to help them set proper expectations. A lot of times people don't have the right expectations. They think they're going to make a lot of money right out of the chute, and we know that we're not. This business, it builds on itself and it grows. But people overestimate what they can make in their first year and underestimate what they can make in 5 years from now. So you want to let them know that there are going to be some time commitments, and you're going to have to make some sacrifices. I'm not going to decide those for you, but you really need to think about that. What are you willing to give up? When I was really wanting to build this business, when I made a decision, I really needed this income. I had to decide that I couldn't do some things. I couldn't go golfing. I decided to put I just like to golf occasionally, but I put that on the back burner. I put skiing in the winter on the back burner. I didn't put it away forever, but I put it away for time. I realized that, you needed to not watch your favorite shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at night, that I had to put some time in to be able to make this happen. I had to figure out how I could, eke out an additional 12, 15 hours a week to really build this business. So you're going to have to figure out, we all can figure out 10 to 12 to 15 hours if it's something that's important to us. We're not on social media as much. We're not in front of the television as much. We have time. We each have discretionary time. We just choose how we're going to spend it. So we've covered the why portion of our call. So now we're going to start the training you on the how. The first thing, though, that I want you to do is I want you to create a list of 10 things you can't have, do, or be unless you are successful at Arbonne. Now, I know you've come up with the 21 reasons why you want to, but I want you to create a list on some pretty paper that you're going to put by your computer or wherever you're going to be working. Because tying this list back to what you can't have unless you make this work is what is going to keep you in the business. So make sure that what you put on that paper is full of raw reality. So, I would suggest to the consultant some of the things, the sacrifices that you had to make in order to create what you wanted to have with Arbonne. What couldn't you have, do, or be? For me, I was $35,000 in credit card debt because of my son being physically handicapped and having no health insurance. So we were up to debt up to our eyeballs. So I would never be able to get out of credit card debt if I didn't make this work. I was going to have to go back and take a job and put pantyhose on it, at 6 a.m. and get in the car and drive, far away to go to work every day. I wasn't going to be able to be there for the important times in my children's life unless I made this work. I would have to put my son, who had fought to have him be mainstreamed in school, back into a pod that I didn't want him to be in. So what is your reasons? Help them discover, come up with that list of what they can't have, do, or be if they don't make this work. So I want you to put that list on some pretty paper, put it by where you're going to work, and then any time that you feel like quitting, that you're frustrated, that you had no idea that you were going to hear so many no's, and you're wondering if this is worth it, I want you to look at that list of what you can't have, do, or be unless you make this work. Because it's that list that's going to keep you in the game. Because there are going to be times when you're going to want to quit. Because one of the things that with Arbonne, is that this is a business that's very easy to put on the back burner. This is a business that you can say, oh, don't feel like it today. Don't feel like it this week. So you've got to have reasons of why you're absolutely focused on building this business and doing Arbonne a little bit, whatever time you can, do some every day. So 2 things that we do as consultants is that we educate people about our ingredients and products, and we educate people about the business and share the business. And both parts are critical to your business. You can't do one without the other. And most people gravitate towards the products because they have friends that they know that shower, and they use products in the shower, and then might get out and put some moisturizer on their face, go down in their kitchen and drink a protein shake. So they tend to gravitate towards the product because that feels safer. And so I know that is, that's a tendency that we've all had. Sharing the business might be a little bit harder for you, and that's why we're going to start with the business first. We're going to work on that. I want you to know that what you have to share with Arbonne is an absolute gift. And the very reasons that you decided to do this are the very reasons your prospects will also. So we're going to come up with your list of 20 to 40 people that you want to have on your dream team. And if they haven't, start brainstorming with them. And tell them that you don't want them to judge anyone, because you never know. You're not living inside of that family. You don't know their financial situation. You don't know the dreams and aspirations that that woman or man might have. So don't prejudge. We have the most successful people in Arbonne. We're full of attorneys and doctors and naturopaths and every kind of profession you can think of, physician's assistants, dental hygienists, dentists. You just can't imagine the quality of people we have in Arbonne. There's not an income we cannot replace in Arbonne. So I want you to not prejudge and put people on their list. What we're going to do with your list is we're going to ask people to take a peek at your business using our 4-point ask. And our total goal with you as a new consultant is to help you get 2 business partners within your first 7 to 10 days. And then we're going to help those 2 get 2 each, and those 2 get 2 each as we build your business over the next 30 to 45 days so that we can help you start to really build a team. We use the funnel as our business building strategy. And our job is to invite people to take a look at our business. And if it's not a fit for them, then we funnel them down to hosting an event, having an Arbonne experience with a spa basket, and asking for referrals. A woman's brain is geared to saying yes. So if they say no to taking a look at the business, or after they've looked at the business, if they say no, and when we funnel them down and we ask if they could have a get together with a few of their friends in their home so that we could practice our presentation and be able to share Arbonne with people. When you ask them to do that, maybe they're remodeling their house so they can't even think about doing that at the moment. So you say, hey, well, how about if I brought some products over to you so you could have your own in-home spa experience with one of our spa fitness baskets. Women are geared towards saying yes. And so if you've asked them and they've said no to a couple of asks from you, they're going to say yes to something. And that's why we funnel them down until we find out what's a fit for them. So as you start working with your list, some people you're going to want as business partners, some people you're going to want as hosts, and others that you will want to have them come to your 2 launch presentations you're going to host at your home. So some of your prospects that you're inviting to take a peek will be intrigued. And they're going to want to try the product or learn more about Arbonne. So we're going to schedule 2 launches. One of them can be a dream team event for you. If you have several people who would like to experience Arbonne, a little bit more about the business, then we will have one of those become a dream team event for you. So we can help you get some new business partners right away. So when you are thinking of people to put on your list, also include the people that you know in different states. So think about, who do you know in your city? Who do you know 3 hours from now? Who do you know in any other state or any country that Arbonne is open in? We also would like you to download Voxer. You know, Voxer's it's a great way. It's like a voicemail walkie-talkie that you're going to be able to hear all the people on our team that are asking questions, giving each other ideas, a better way of asking or saying something, or an idea of a way to, approach someone. So you're going to be able to hear on the Voxer the coaching that we do, and you'll be able to hear the voicemails that people are leaving and the voicemail I'm leaving back. So it's a great way to coach and train you. Now, if you did not book the launch dates in the Getting Started coaching call that we just gone through, make sure that you set those launch presentation dream team events that same day, so that when your new consultant is working through messaging her prospects, she has somewhere to invite them. Now, if they have a great success, and say they have 7 people out of their 20 that are really intrigued with the business, and they've watched the short video and they've watched the DA and they'd like to know more, it's a great way to have a dream team event that you could host at their home with them, and so that they can have their prospects come over and really learn more about Arbonne and make it a fun event where they go, I like this, feels like my tribe, I think I want to do this. You really want to help your new people get consultants, because what we tend to do is we tend to give people too much information before they're starting to have any kind of results. And by doing that, they get overwhelmed and they think, gosh, this isn't working. But if you can help them get a couple of consultants on their team and help each one of them get a couple of consultants, wow, all of a sudden they're thinking, wow, I'm building a team of consultants who have the same goals that I have. So if all possible, get those presentations dates on the call right then, because you've got on that call, you've got the new consultant, the sponsoring consultant, the DA, district manager, area manager on those calls, so you can all pick the dates and see, everyone can put it on their calendar right then. Now you want to let the consultant know that we will do 2 live launches and 1 virtual hand in hand with you. We like to help you with 4 presentations, and each presentation you're going to be taught and trained to do a little bit more of the presentation until you're confident to do them on your own. We want our consultant, of course, to have more activity on her calendar or his calendar than just the 2 launch presentation or dream team event and the virtual. We want them to actually have 8 presentations in their start month that you can work with. We want them to be able to, and I apologize, that's my grandson ringing the doorbell in the background. So, we want them to actually hold 8 presentations and get-togethers in that start month. So our activity system is to get in front of 40 to 60 people and each month. And we achieve that through our 2+2+2, 2 get-togethers each week, 2 talent drops, and 2 business chats. So that's how we build our business. So we want to make sure that we get you in have enough activity in your start month to really get your business in momentum. Now, as we funnel through your contacts, some will say no to the business, and you can ask them to host an event for you. And the rest of the 5 additional get-togethers will come from asking friends and family to host an event and to help you get launched. So it's vital that you have enough activity. If we hold 8 events in your start month and you schedule 1 to 2 events from each one of those, then your next month is going to have a full calendar. And that's our focus, is that we have a strong launch month that will launch you into the following 60 to 90 days. With your goal of getting to 1,500 and your goal of wanting to get to area manager as fast as possible, you're going to want to come in with a business order. Now, if they have not signed up or put in their business order before your getting started coaching call, then go through the different getting started packages with them. You want to let them know, you want to make sure that they understand that they need products to use themselves, they need products to demonstrate, and they also need products to be able to put inside of gold totes and inside of our spa fitness baskets. Because if they only come in with the products to demonstrate with them, they're waiting, they're kind of like held hostage until the next person can do a presentation for them. But if they have enough product to make up spa baskets, they can have those working for them. You want to let them know that those are like employees that are working for them. So most people come in with a startup order of between 1,000 and 2,500. A lot of people come in around 1,500 to 1,700. 2,500 puts you already into qualification for district manager. And that's our first step of management. Open up the getting started packages and let them know. I always like to tell people about the story about Gordon Fraser. The Gordon Fraser was in the UK. And when he looked at starting a business with Arbonne, he wanted to move it along really quickly. And he was using our gold totes with the RE9 to introduce people to our product and income opportunity. So he thought about it and he thought, wow, if I have to wait, if I place 3 and I have to wait for them to come back, clean them up, sterilize things before I can put them back out to people, that's going to take me a long time to get in front of enough people that I would love to have on my as business partners in my team. So he came in with 14 RE9 sets because he wanted to move his business fast. I always think that one of the key questions you want to ask people is how fast you want to build a business. And if they say they would like to really build it, build it very quickly, they're going to need more product. They're going to need more spa baskets. They're going to need more RE9 gold totes. They're going to need things to really build their business. So I help them. Sometimes they have to go home and think about it, talk it over with their spouse or partner. And so a lot of times they will need to put it in after you have your getting started meeting, but try to get that order in within the next 24 hours. We're going to immediately send you a welcome email. This is step number 5. Send them the link to the welcome email, which is called a s'more, following the coaching session. It's going to contain a checklist or recipe that's going to guide you and help you to have a successful launch to your business. Let's open it right now and see what you can already check off on your checklist. So as you open up that checklist, you're going to be able to go through with them right then, that they can check off that they filled out their First Steps workbook. They've had the coaching call with the VP. They've scheduled their 2 presentations. And now what you're going to be going over with them, you're going to be going over the prospecting checklist form that shows them how to put in their consultant. In fact, you know what? I am going to, even though this is a little awkward, I want to find that for you and go through that with you for just a minute. So let me open this up so we can look at this together. Let me get a new share going. Okay, so here is the some more checklist. And this is what I was talking about, that they, you can go through and show them that they can check off their First Step workbook, that they've had a quick coaching call with the VP, that they've set their launch dates. Remember that you really would love to have one of them be a dream team event where they can funnel people who are really interested in the business into that. Everyone else who needs to have a product experience, they can put into one of their launches. And then you want to work with your sponsor and upline to craft the messages you're going to share with your top 20 to 30 dream team people. So they're going to transfer their dream team names to the prospecting checklist. And so what you want to tell them is that they're going to put the names of the people, their first 20 people that they're going to send messages to, and ask them to take a peek at Arbonne on this prospecting checklist. And so they're going to put them on. And one of the things that we do as the sponsor that makes so much sense and makes it so much easier is if I have this list in front of me as I'm launching a new person, and so I put the same names down on my list as they have on their list, so that every single time I'm talking to my consultant, I don't have to say, now remind me again, who is that person? What have you done with them? Every time we talk, I can move them through and go, okay, you've sent them the short video. Okay, you've sent them the Discover Arbonne video. Wonderful. So we can really move them across and know where they're at. So that's one of the things that I want to go through and go over with them just quick when we're doing our getting started meeting, is going through that. Now let's just click out of that. Now, when they get home in the next 24 hours, we want them to put together their list of people that they're going to message. We're going to work through the 4-point ask handout. So click on that and just kind of touch on that. And then the prospecting flowchart is where they're going to get their verbiage that they can use to message out to people. And so we're going to tell them that when they get home, that they're going to spend some time, and what it is we want them to concentrate on. We want them to look over the 4-point ask handout, the prospecting flowchart, and watch the funnel training. Because the funnel training is going to help everything make sense about how we have a large opening at the top and we funnel in prospects. And as we put in those prospects in the top, we're going to funnel them down to the thing that's a perfect fit for them. So we're going to keep asking, and eventually we're going to get a yes for one of those areas. So we want them to watch that. So you want to go through that with them during your getting started meeting. You don't spend a lot of time because they need to go home and spend time really training themselves on that by watching the funnel training, looking over the flow chart and the 4-point ask handout. So go through that with them. And then let's go back to the other training. Let me get back to that. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I gotta get this back. Sorry, guys. I wish I had two computers that I could have. So we are. So, we're going to go through that and show them, where they're at, what they can check off, what they're going to be working on. We don't ask you to be the expert in sharing Arbonne's online business. In fact, we don't want you to be. One of the things we have to remember with our tight sponsoring system and our getting started system, we really don't want them to try to be the expert with their peers. We just want them to send them tools, to send them videos, what do I want to say, SoundCloud calls that they can listen to and watch that is going to tell the Arbonne story. We don't want them to try to be the expert. It's really hard to sponsor a peer because they don't see you in that light. Now, after we've sent out the welcome email and telling them about that, we want to stress the importance of our team trainings and Zoom calls and give them the dates of the upcoming team. Well, let me go back a little bit for just a second and touch on number 5. Now, of course, you don't do this, you don't send out the email until the getting started call is over. You just have to decide inside of your team who's going to send out that link to the SMORE. Is it going to be the area manager or the regional vice president? Make sure that you decide as a support team who's going to do that. Now, you want to stress the importance of our team trainings and Zoom calls. You want to give them the upcoming dates of team and company events to put in their calendar, and really let them know that those calls that we do together as a team are not they're mandatory. They're not optional. We're in sales. We need skill-based training. We also need mindset training. We have to work all the time on both parts of our business. Add them to your Facebook page and tell them to check their MVP Facebook page once a day. Now, you're going to want to start with messaging your first 20 people to ask them to take a peek at the business. One of the things I find that really helps is to send out your first 20 names in an email to your sponsor. Let them know how you know the person, what they're currently doing, and what you think their possible reason or why that they want to do Arbonne. That's going to really help you and help us personalize what you're going to say to your prospects. You're going to put them inside of your prospecting flow chart so that each time you chat with your sponsor, they're going to know where you're at with each, where you're at on that list of those possible exposures to Arbonne. It takes an exposure 3 to 4, a prospect 3 to 4 exposures before they have enough information and feel like it's the right thing for them to do. So we're going to start with 20 prospects. We'd love to have you message those within the next 24 to 48 hours so we can jumpstart your business. Your sponsor and you need to pick a time to do a strategy session in the next 24 hours so you can hone your messages and set your game plan. It works really well if you create a Word document that you can put your icebreaker statement and your why and your ask on the document, and then you can just cut and paste it to different prospects and just personalize it about the compliments, the sincere, authentic compliments of why you think they would be wonderful at this business. I want you to know right up front that probably just 3 out of the 7, every 7 people that you message will be interested to take a peek. And then out of that, 3 will probably, take a good look at it and One, maybe two will join you. That's just the averages. That's just, only 25% of the population is sponsorable at any given time, because they have to be ready to change something in their life. They have to be ready or sick and tired of their current circumstances to put something new into their life. So you want to make sure that we're going through enough prospects so that you can have the averages work for you. So that's why we want to get in front of 40 to 60 people, because then the averages can start to work for you. You probably have never been your own boss before. And you probably, I don't know, have you done network marketing before? These are some of the things you want to say to your new consultant. The only way to truly be successful in our business is if you're 100% coachable and you follow our recipe to a T. Can you do that? Can you be 100% coachable? When I ask somebody that, I tell them what that looks like. That means that you're going to follow our system, that you're going to really do what we ask you to do. And then I just say, can you be 100% coachable? And I stop and I don't say anything. I just pause for a couple of minutes. Because I tell them that it's like when you go and get a new job and you kind of walk around for a while and you feel really uncomfortable and kind of stupid because you don't know if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because you don't know a great job, a great job description of what it is you're supposed to be actually doing and your responsibilities. Well, it's like that when you start a network marketing business. You've never probably been your own boss before. And we have a tendency to be the best boss we've ever had. And so we don't know what we should be doing on a daily basis, I should say, to build a business. And that's why you need to stay in touch with your consultant. I like to check in with my new consultants daily or every other day. How are you doing? How are you going? Where are you at? What can I help you with today? And so I want you to do that. I want you to check in. Your sponsor is going to be calling you daily or every other day. I recommend that you guys set a formal time once a week to have a check-in, a coaching call. We are so excited for you. We want to let you know right up front, we're not successful unless you are. And so we want to thank you so much for your time today. So that kind of ends the formal part of the getting started meeting. We've set some goals. We've decided that they're going to do a strategy call tomorrow. We're going to, you're going to put in your business order, later on today. We've really gone through and made some, firm goals of what needs to happen next. Now, if you're the sponsoring consultant, you want to do a strategy session. That is under number 8. You want to do a strategy session. And at the strategy session, you're going to do the following. You're going to help them script their messages to the people they would love to have on their dream team and help them get 20 out in the first 24 to 48 hours. I find sometimes I even have to just sit by people that they get nervous to do it, and you just have to help them get it going. Can you get out 5 in the next 30 minutes, and then I'll check in with you and we'll work on the next 5. After they have come up with a couple of messages that they've pasted into a message, have them send it to you so you can sit and help them hone it and maybe get some better ideas of what to say to that prospect. Ask them, when do you think you can have your other 5 events scheduled? You want to set a goal for that. Let's say that they've messaged out 20 people they're going to find out there's only, one of three responses. Either the person says, sure, I'll take a look. No, I'm too busy. Or they don't respond. So that's why you want to help them with their prospecting flow chart of what to do next. And one of the key calls and things that you want them to listen to is ENVP Mo Berger's Learn and Burn training. That's underneath success tip number 7. Because that's going to help them learn how to lean in and lean out, when to lean in and when to lean out when you're working with asking people to take a look at our business. So now the next thing is you want to help them pick out the right videos that really are going to pertain to that prospect, so that you've got a good strategy. Each time you connect with your new consultant, tell them this is what needs to happen next. So your goal is that you're going to help them sponsor 2 new consultants in the first 10 days, and you're going to help those new consultants sponsor 2 new consultants. That is what's going to get them on the way to area. I keep working with a team until they're 3 to 4 generations down for me, so that they're really starting to build a strong team. You're going to want to help them with their first 4 presentations or until they feel confident. Some people can feel confident sooner, and other people need more hand-holding. You want to help them promote to district manager, no matter how fast they want to build this business. No matter what, you want to get them to district in a 1-month, 2-month, or 3-month plan. And then you want to secure that leg by promoting out someone from them the next 2 months. So you want to really help them. Our goal with our sponsoring Getting Started system is to help someone to get to area manager within their first 5 months. So that is what you want to be working on as a sponsoring consultant. So I hope this training has helped you be able to know how to work. If you're the area manager, or you're the regional vice president, or you're the sponsoring consultant, how to successfully launch a new business builder. Hey, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. It's been my pleasure to be with you today, and have a great day.